Greetings, Goddess, Body, Mind, Spirit community. This is Tyrone Milade, and I love helping women live in alignment with their higher purpose, go from feeling lost to being the boss of their lives using ancient wisdom so that they confidently live the amazing lives they know they deserve. How are y'all doing out there? My voice sounds a little bit weird today, but I couldn't help but come on and talk to you about this full moon in Pisces. I know I'm a day late, but I ain't a dollar short. How is it going out there for everybody? No, I had not planned on coming on today. Yes, I plan on coming on tomorrow still. Y'all know I like being on here on Fridays uh, live stream. But I did want to get on today and talk a little bit because I just have been milling quite a bit around in my mind on what can I do to help make sure we all continue to move forward. What are the technologies and what is the wisdom that I'm applying to my life to help keep me moving forward? And so I wanted to talk about this Pisces moon. How's everybody doing? Please comment and let me know you're here. I would love to communicate and chat and go back and forth with you all. I won't hold you long. But one of the things that I am clear about, Azizi, what's up? How you doing, goddess? One of the things that I'm certain about is um, that we have to use the energy when it is prime for us to use the energy. It is so important to keep up with what's going on right now. And, we all love talking about Oshun. And the question is, what is Oshun about? Oshun is about what eases the way. What's up, Ia, Regina? How you doing? Oshun is about what eases the way, right? How can we go with the flow? Everybody wants the easy way. Well, this is what I want you to understand today. One of the best things you can do is to realize that this moon in Pisces, anytime we're dealing with Pisces energy, it's about going deep within to discover what's there that's typically hidden from us. And of course, a full moon illuminates things. So I would say to you, what's been illuminated over the last maybe 48 hours? But we will be carrying the energy of this moon over the next 2 weeks. Oh my gosh, Vivian is here. What's up? Hey, sis. My girl Jasmine, well, excuse me, miscellaneous AB. What's up? How you doing, baby girl? Now that I know your age, I'm like, treat her like a woman, but oh my gosh, you're my baby girl, miscellaneous AB. So let me make sure I didn't miss anybody. I've been thinking about you too, actually, Vivian. So what I want us to realize is that I was just having a conversation with someone earlier. We want all of the bells and whistles, but the bells and whistles of, say, all these traditions that a lot of us are a part of, all of these ancient spiritual systems that we're a part of, it's not so much the bells and whistles as it is the wisdom that matters the most. Because the wisdom should be leading you year in and year out to where you're moving forward, right? And so I've been pondering, somebody asked a question on a video, what if something happened that is so traumatic that it changed them and it changed their family? Somebody else mentioned something that I deal with quite a bit. Why is it that we take 2 steps forward, 1 steps back? For me, I take 2 steps forward, 2 steps back. I mean, I'm just going to be 100 with y'all. And it is the energy of Pisces that gives us an opportunity to look at what is hidden in our subconscious, because Pisces is about what is hidden there that we can bring forth and begin to transform. And I'm telling you now, it's your story, okay? It's your story that's connected to your identity. Pisces is about dissolving things. Pisces is about no thingness. Pisces is about endings. It's about self-undoing. And so when we're working with this energy of cycles and we're working with this Pisces energy, you can't help but feel like something, it's the energy of water. And think about when there's something like a tablet, a little pill, and the water is on top of it, and the water gets all, cloudy because it's dissolving it. And then after a while, it just keeps dissolving, dissolving, dissolving. That's how Pisces does it. And notice it doesn't like explode it, right? It like fire might would. Instead, what it does is it slowly but surely just dissolves, dissolves, dissolves. And and that's the refining energy of Pisces and Neptune, actually. And so that's what we're wanting. It's like the majority of us, we know. It's like I know there's a part of me that I know, but then we want this Piscean energy just to wash stuff away, get it off of us, wash it away, right? Refine who and what we are. And we want to take this time in Pisces to say, my name, I'll use me as an example. My name is not Tyrone Milade. Who else am I? I'm not really a Black woman. I'm not really from the United States of America. I'm not really any of the labels that I wear. I am getting to the essence of who and what I am. And so this moon in Pisces, I encourage you to not only step outside of your identity, but actually to step outside your story. If you don't like the results that you're seeing in your life, then you've got to change your story. And so I'm asking y'all to let me know, what are some of the stories that you live according to that uh, guide your life day in and day out? And do these stories that you tell yourself allow you to do these stories allow you to move in the direction of your destiny or not? And so, Pisces, if you really need to be willing to let something go. And in my inner circle, I put it in the spiritual care package. I sent it out in the midweek wisdom fix. We are asked to let something go. And I can assure you, when you let things go, first and foremost, you see your relationship with it. Because a lot of us got attachments to our stories. We have attachments to our identity. We absolutely feel comfortable with our identity and our stories, though we say we hate the results that we're seeing in our lives. But once you have to let it go, and you're like, oh, no, please, no, I'm not sure, I'm not sure, I'm not sure, you know, then you really begin to see, oh, I've been holding on to the story. All I got to do is let it go and assume a new identity. And the hope is that it will be one that is more in alignment with the truth of who and what you are. So, how are we going to rewrite our stories? Tell me, what are you doing to rewrite your story? You're welcome. Yes, yes, yes. One of the best ways that I have a degree or certification in order to help empower others. So, Abagunde, Anke Karade, what are you doing today to move in that direction? And I know she is, y'all. I'm just creating conversation because I actually know Abagunde. Um, you are special, Jasmine. Yeah. Okay, so wanting to move forward all the way. I'll use me as an example. And so one of the things that I've had to do because of the pandemic and I stopped teaching dance and fitness is I have all these arguments and I'm wrestling with so much of, oh, you're not going to teach anymore. And if any of y'all said this is not your fault, like I've heard this, I've been teaching now for 10 years. Really, I've been teaching for 13 years. Anytime I say I'm no longer teaching a particular class, it's always, it's like, oh, I started learning, don't start a new class if you're not ready to end it. Because it's very hard. Fitness classes, dance classes, it's actually a family. It's very therapeutic. And when a teacher ends a class, it's traumatic for the students, unless they get handed off to a teacher that they're like, okay, well, I have a new teacher who I love. But they always will cry for the one that they loved and didn't want to let go. And so I've been having to just say, you know what, that's no longer who and what I am. I'm no longer doing any of that. Doesn't mean I don't dance. Doesn't mean I'll never teach again. But that identity is no longer serving me. I'm putting it down and taking on a new identity. And sometimes the new one, we may not exactly know what that is, but it's painful. I'm not going to lie, y'all. When you put down the old identity and you're like, okay, well, who and what am I? Right. And so my new identity is I am a spiritual guide and teacher, and I am an online digital CEO. I've wanted this since 2006, y'all. This is nothing new for me. I set this intention in 2006. And coming into this identity, you see so many people who are so much further down the road. It's completely and totally intimidating. And it's so easy for me to go back if I didn't understand the cycle that I'm in, which I'm in a Piscean cycle right now, y'all, for real. Dissolution surrounding my sun sign. And but if I didn't realize the cycle, the discomfort I feel in the new would make me run back to the old. But what do? Every day I go in and I tell myself, this is who you are. This is what you do. I don't need proof out in the world. I just need to be certain of what is here. And anytime I feel like I'm sitting down, like I call my the negative voice in my head, I call her negative nanny. When I hear negative nanny, before negative nanny would be like, well, what's everybody gonna think? And they witch hunt people like you. And it's easier to make money when you have a job than when you're an entrepreneur, or just all these things. uh, like, really and truly, do you really know what you're talking about? I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure we can do this. You've never done it before. You've never been successful before. Now it's like, thank you, negative nanny. I remember one day, y'all, I had tears coming down my face because negative nanny used to sit me down. But that day I said, you know what? I finally understand you, negative nanny. You showed me where I am at my growth edge. Every time you say something negative to me, I now realize that's a limiting belief tied to my limited identity that I am telling you not today. That's not who I am anymore. The majority of my conversation is not with the world. The majority of my conversation is with negative nanny, who I love dearly. But I've been telling her, not today, negative nanny. That's no longer who and what I am. I don't sit down on my dreams. I don't sit down on my destiny. Energy of Pisces, I'm asking that you come into my life and dissolve the lie of limitations. Yes, thank you, Allison. Okay, let's see here. You can teach outside and social distance. Make sure everybody wears masks. Yeah, that's what other teachers who teach dance and fitness can do, but I don't even want to teach it anymore. Abugunde starting her business. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, Allison. Agreed. Yes, taking your, okay, very good. Yes, yes, digital coach. I am a digital coach. Most all of anybody who's ever gotten a reading from me, I've never met. It doesn't feel that way, but I've never met. Inner critic, I like that word. Yes. And it's the inner critic is actually you, me. Negative nanny is me. But I have given her another name so that I can give her a conversation. I used to call her, all right, Tyra, stop. But now it's like negative nanny, look, for real. And so, you know, this moon is a full moon and it brings things to awareness. One of the things I teach um, within my inner circle or to people who have been through deeper initiations with me is the importance of understanding the 4 keys to self mastery. And one of those keys to self mastery is awareness. And nothing like awareness that you find in a full moon. So I'm asking everybody to look at what's coming up. Now, the good news is in me doing this work of letting things get dissolved, I also am finding that I'm having accomplishments too. So definitely take stock. One of my coaches said, when we come in, and I offer this to all of the new CEOs out there, all of you new business owners, budding business owners, I offer this to you. She said, I want you to sit down and I want you to write every job that you've ever had in your life, whether it was paid or not. Write down all the jobs that you've had. And all of that is your collective experience that makes you an expert. See, back in the day when we had all the careers, before there was so much education, and I give thanks for, I'm an intellectual. I like this intellectual, way that we have in our society. But before all of this, you would go on apprentice with people, right? And you became an expert because you did your craft, not because you went and got a degree. You worked your craft, right? And so we have been duped to believe that you're not an expert because, you don't have this many followers or you don't make this much money or you don't have this kind of track record. But what she helped me to see, and this is another thing about shifting your identity. When you shift your identity, you have a new paradigm that you live according to. You don't live according to the old paradigm, which is, well, I don't have this, so I'm not an expert. And I've got to get this before I actually can start doing this work. But what she helped me to do in shifting my paradigm is all that came before is what makes you an expert. And so you need to make sure you take stock in what you have achieved over the last 6 months in your life in general. Look at what you have achieved and, allow that to be the main thing that's coming up in your psyche. We as humans are programmed to go negative, but yeah, yeah. Hey, Sherelle. Hey, Bohemian Bell. You are so welcome, Abagunde. You are so. So, this moon in Pisces can be very, very healing. But just remember, Pisces is the ocean. The ocean is so deep, it has levels. It has levels to it that humans don't even go to for the most part. Levels that are so dark that the animals down there had to adapt to the darkness. This is the part that we need to go to. We need to remember we're an iceberg and we have to go deep and see what's there. We have to be willing to go down there. We have to be willing to let the energy of Pisces take us into the depths. If you find one lie in you, one limiting belief that you let go of, it will radically transform your life. If you are willing to release your current identity, the current story of your life, it will radically change the results that you are seeing. I've been listening to this man named Jim Fortin, and it's amazing to me how much I know, but now it's time for me to apply this. But I was listening to him, and I'm like, in the spirit of someone who's very masculine, he's like, if you want to know what you think, who you are on the inside, look at your life. That hurts. That's hard to, that's a hard pill to swallow. But we have to do this work. We have to do the work to say, honestly, I know there's something inside of me that I need to perhaps heal up, perhaps to release and let go of. And it may be something that you actually have an attachment to. That's one of the things that Pisces is about, no attachments. This is one of the reasons Pisces are sort of seen as flaky. We don't really, I say we because my son is in Pisces. We don't really express a lot of commitment when we're operating from our Pisces energy. And it's because we don't have attachments to anything. We're just free. We're just free. Um, so we have to lose our attachments to our current identity. Because some of us, that victim story, because Pisces is about victimization. A lot of people, when they dealing with their Pisces energy, because we all have it, when they dealing with their Pisces energy, well, poor pitiful me. This is where I was, this is how I've been victimized. This is how I'm a victim. This happened in my life, and this is why everything is wrong, right? And that doesn't mean bad stuff didn't happen, right? But the story we build around what happened is the story that a lot of us have to deconstruct and let this Pisces energy wash away. And then, to a certain degree, for me, I can't speak for everybody, but for me, some of the victim story sort of helps to keep me, I feel like it keeps me safe because then I'll never step outside of that framework that would potentially put me in a place of vulnerability. And I'm trying to get people to see what it looks like. So I hope that makes sense. And so, it's not easy when we're like, wow, my life looks like what? I mean, I'm doing this work, okay? And I'm like, every complaint I have, everything I see that I'm like, this ain't right, it's all in me. And you mean to tell me, universe, all I have to do is lose my identity and create and craft a new story, whatever one I want, whichever story I want. That's all I have to do. And I submit to you that over this next 2 weeks is our opportunity to make that happen with ease because it's the energy of Pisces, full moon. As soon as we get out of this full moon energy, waning moon, we can begin to say, I'm willing to do this work. I can tell y'all over the last maybe month or two, I've cried to the point where my skin hurts as I think about letting go, like really confronting. I think, what about myself? Once you let it come up and you don't cover it up, like, I think what? I think that badly of myself. And it just makes me cry. But I'm crying. I remember Yana talked about it before. I'm crying with a purpose. It's like, just let it go. Just like Pisces energy, the ocean, let it go. And then once it's out, I feel like I'm gutted out. And then I say, okay, I have the power to create the life that I want. Now, this comes from me doing a lot of spiritual studying and every day waking up and doing my spiritual practices. It's not just like a one-time thing. It can be, but for me, it's day after day after day. I have set the intention. I'm moving in a new place, a new direction where I'm living according to my true self. I'm being authentically who and what I am, and I'm unapologetically living my life purpose. So that's my intention. And everything I do is like, what can I do to get one step closer? What can I do to get one step closer? And so then I get to these moments where the tears come, I feel gutted out. And then I say, okay, now it's time for me to put in here the new way of being. and to own it and to express it. Why y'all think I'm showing up more? There's a reason I was so inconsistent in my videos before. There's a reason I didn't go live a lot. It was because I had a story of like, I don't really know yet. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. And I'm not saying I feel 100% like, oh, I just got it. I just don't care anymore. My intention is good. I know that what I share comes from spirit. I am channeling my ashe in the best way possible. Write that down, y'all. I'm channeling my ashe in the best way possible. I'm going to have to use that. What's up, Alexandra? Oh my gosh, Katie is here. What's up? Unapologetically Bohemian Bell. Yes. I love you. Have a good day. So yes. Yeah. Yeah. It's not the most comfortable journey, but every time I get on the other side of the discomfort, I have clarity. I have way more clarity. This is another thing about Pisces, the more we um the more we stay underneath or let all this stuff stay underneath the surface. Pisces is about fog and illusion. And so this is what we're living under. We're asleep. Pisces is about sleep. We're asleep. And even when our eyes are open, we're still consciously awake, but we're asleep. We're not fully awake. Okay. We're walking. It looks like we're awake, but we're not. We're asleep. And, just like in the Matrix, here he was in that pod all these years, and he thought he was awake. But it wasn't until he took that, what was it, the blue pill? I don't remember which one it was. He took the pill and he woke up and saw, my God, I've been asleep all this time. That's who we are. We don't even just wake up one time, we wake up multiple times. And so I just encourage you to really ask yourself, am I looking at life through the fog? Or have I been able to like pop my head up above it so I can see the truth? And when you can see the truth, man, it's easy to go back down into the fog if we don't stay on top of it. But yeah, I encourage y'all. Hey, Aquarian T. Thank you, Azizi. Oh my gosh. Mm, yes, you're welcome. Yeah, transparency. That's all I can do, my sister. I I could make it seem like I'm Miss Perfection. I'm so perfect, sitting up high. Me and one of my priestess sisters, Erica, will say, we act like we're sitting up high, like the queen with our eyes 9/10 closed. When one is on her little high horse, I'll be like, girl, you being the queen right now with your eyes closed, looking down on the little people. I could act like that, but that's not who and what I am. And quite frankly, I don't want to sit up high and look down low. I want everybody to be right up together. We already are there. It's just like we all just need to recognize it. I'm not above anybody, right? I might call you in a certain direction, but you got something I need. I don't have it all. I got what I got to share with the world. And if I got what I got and I mix it with what you got, especially the goddesses on here, my God, what power, what good, what healing, what abundance will we unleash in this world? So all I'm asking us to do is just to not fall for the lie and to do the work, to scratch, to claw, to run, to do whatever you have to drag yourself and say, you know what? What's one thing I can do today that takes me out of my box? What's one thing I can do today that you know how they say that scares me? Some of y'all need to go live. What's up, Inner Goddess Awakening? Hey, y'all, Inner Goddess Awakening and Azizi both have channels. Follow them. Follow them. We all, it's a lot of us that are getting on here. If anybody else has a channel, Aquarian Tea on Facebook has a group. Aquarian Tea, name your group, where they're doing healing work for women, womb work, healing sexual trauma. But yeah, y'all, it's so important for us to step outside the box, do things that scare us, and wrestle with it. See, this is what a lot of us, a lot of the negative Nancys within us, you know, I call mine the negative Nancys, the inner critic, will say, well, you tried and it didn't work out. So you may as well quit. Because negative Nancy, I'm gonna tell y'all what I learned about negative Nancy. She's a nice chick. She really cares about me. And she just wants to keep me safe, right? But who's in charge? Is it your inner critic or is it your infinite potential? Who's in charge? Please, somebody out there, anybody, let me know. Most of us let our inner critic run the life, run the show. Well, it's not working. Let me tell y'all something. You need to tell your inner critic, I am burning this MFing thing down. I did this. One of my teachers said, burn the boats. Make it so that you can't go back to where you are. And that's what I did. I said, you know what? Burning the boats. I am no longer available for the old me. I'm going to force myself to where it's like there's no going back. The only thing I can do is go forward. Another thing, the animal spirits. I love animal spirits. Like right now, nature is just like speaking to me. On one of my live streams, I think it was one of my Monday night live streams for my inner circle. Abagunde is the one that started all of this. It was all these crickets that we heard because she was helping me to present. It was all these crickets. And then other sisters on the live stream were like, that's weird. And we're all in different cities. The crickets are loud where I am right now, too. It was like the crickets were in sync. When you look up cricket, the animal totem that you have to read about is grasshopper. I've seen so many grasshoppers. Like one, like jumped out at me yesterday. I meant to post it on my Instagram. I was like, okay. And what this means is the grasshopper jumps forward. It never jumps back. Because I'm telling you, I've had not a rough week as in anything is bad, but digging through all of this stuff in me, all these limits and bumping against my outer edge. That's really what happens. Once we start bumping up against our outer edge, it feels very uncomfortable. And so I've been bumping up against my outer edge. And I'm like, am I crazy for this goal that I have? And here comes a grasshopper. And I'm like, that's right. Only forward, never back. And this is the kind of energy you have to work with when you're moving past the story that you're currently telling yourself. Like, you know what? Burning the boat, no longer that person. Anybody who tries to identify me as that, I will tell them I'm not that person anymore. I may not even hang out with the same people anymore. I mean, I'm not having the same conversations. I'm not doing the same things. Everything is changing because the new me is doing new things, right? And you freaking burn the boat. You cast that net out there. Well, not net, but you don't even have an anchor. You're just out there. There's no shoreline. And you're like, I just know this is the direction I'm supposed to go. And Yeah, you could turn back. Your inner critic is going to be like, right back there from whence you came, there is land. You know for a fact that city you used to live in, and they had coconut trees and a few pineapple trees. You know that was back there. Nope, not going back. Only rowing this puppy forward. That's what my infinite intelligence is telling me to do. That's what my inner goddess is telling me to do. That's what my destiny. See, this is the thing. We burn the boats and stop going back to the land that we know is back there, because our destiny lies before us. Our destiny is like, baby, come here. Come here. I'm calling you to me. Come. Come. And it's uncomfortable, but every time, I just say, I'm just going to stay uncomfortable. My arms are hurting right now, but I'm going to keep on rowing. I feel so thirsty right now. Don't have a lot of water, so I got to ration my water. But I'm going to keep going. Then I get to the other side, and it's like angels just come and they put the water in my boat. And there's just this flow in the ocean that just keeps me moving towards my destiny. And then it doesn't feel so hard. And then I bump up against the edge again, because I got some story up there. And the story is like, and that's when the negative Nancy started talking to me. What are you doing? Why are you doing this? We're so much safer. And people like you don't do that. People like you aren't successful. You don't see people like you in those spaces who have succeeded. I'm like, you know what? The only reason I don't see him is because you ain't letting me get there to see him, negative Nancy. Right? I just know they're there. I hear him calling me. And one of the things my Uncle Kobe told me one time, is actually my husband's uncle, but I call him Uncle Kobe. He said, the only reason somebody like you ain't there is because you ain't there. So I hear them ancestors speaking to me. I want to turn around. Ancestors, now, baby, we did not go through all of what we went through for you to be where you are, for you to turn your butt around and go back. We didn't, like, is that how you going to show us honor? I used to think it was so sad that I lost my mom when I was 27. That doesn't mean I don't miss my mom. Oh my God, I miss my mom. I love her. Oh my God. But I used to think it was like the worst thing in the world. And I used to think it was the worst thing in the world that her mom died, leaving little children behind. Like, my mama was probably 4 when her mom died. And then I thought it was so sad that my great grandmother died. Teenager. This was not a pregnancy that she didn't conceive my grandmother with her husband. She was raped, is what I was told, by some white man. Gave birth to my grandma. Died shortly thereafter as a teenager. I used to think it was horrible. I was defined by this. I come from women who die early. I come from women who are victimized. Poor, pitiful me. Poor, pitiful me. Poor, pitiful me. And my mother and my grandmother and my great-grandmother, they were like, we came into this space-time continuum so your butt could come through and do this thing, and you're going to sit up here and sit on your butt and not make these videos and not learn this wisdom to share with other women. That's not what we did all this for. You're showing us no honor. You show us no honor with that. And I said, you know what? Actually, I come from some badass women. Like, my great-grandmother at 14 gave birth, still was working. They say she was working, and that's probably going back to work too soon, is how she ended up dying. Some kind of way, my grandma was blessed enough to land with one of her aunts who became her, well, no, it was a family, and they raised her to the point where she was educated enough to teach my Aunt Selena how to read. My grandmother was a teacher. She gave birth to like 8, 9 kids, something like that. My grandfather loved her. She had a man who loved her. He never remarried after my grandmother died because he only loved her. And my mother, 4, lost her mom, still grew up and made a meaningful life for herself. So meaningful that her children to this day, our kids never met her. They all know it. We talk about Grandma Lily. Me and my brothers, we're doing great in life. We may not be perfect, but oh my God, my mother was the best mother. I don't come from no punks. I don't come from no punks. What am I sitting up here crying for? These women came in, went through what they went through. For me to be sitting here in the lap of luxury, which I'm not saying I live in a big house or anything like that. Don't mind it if it ever happens, but it is the lap of luxury, especially relative to so much else in the world. And like this, poor me. My mama's not here. Poor me. And I'm not knocking you if you like that. This is my story though, and I'm illustrating it. I said no more. I come from Queens, and I don't even know all of my legacy, right? There's no telling who else over there in Africa, and I ain't gonna lie, I got white in me, y'all. I don't know what they would. I might come from royalty over there in England. I got my little test back and said I got some stuff from England in me. I don't know. I got a little Native American in me. I don't know. They could. I could come from like amazing, powerful ancestors, but here I was. Poor pitiful me. Poor pitiful me. And I said, you know what? No more. No more. I come from an amazing lineage. My grandma that I know on my dad's side, amazing woman. I'm not going to disrespect their memory. I'm going to tap the power within. I'm creating a new story, and I'm going to do this thing. Because when I get to the other side, woo, I want them to say, baby girl, you represented. You lived the life that we missed, and thank you for showing up and representing. New story. I come from greatness. My identity is my gift. It ain't my curse. New story. This is my story. Okay. You've got to look at yours and just start saying, no longer living according to that. Oh, my Lord. Ooh, thank y'all for letting me share today. Wow. Let me see what y'all. Oh, we got Tiffany on here. Naila. Yes. Oh, that's Ia. Ia. How you doing? Diza. Hey. How y'all doing? I've just been going on and on and on. We got butterflies and rabbits. You know, I've been seeing a lot of butterflies. One of my friends actually had a chrysalis, and a monarch was born right outside her house. I was like, girl, your family about to be blessed. Rabbits. That is so Oshun. Y'all, to me, Inner Goddess Awakening is so Oshun. Oh my gosh, you just remind me of Oshun. The grasshopper statement is so simple yet profound. Yes. I love the animal spirits, Vivian. Meet the Robinsons is about the idea of despite circumstances, keep moving forward. Okay, Bohemian Bell, I'm gonna look up that movie. I have never looked at it before. Definitely gonna check it out. Oh my God, Inner Goddess Awakening, that is true. You could turn around talking about me in the boat, but it's a long swim back. Woo, that's right. That's right. Hey Paula. Hey Goddess Paula. How you doing? Look at this. I love this. Nancy, if you're not gonna help row, then shut your mouth. Oh, you can't row? Be quiet then. That's good, Bohemian Bell. I love that. Wow. Hey Alexis, how are you? Shannon is here. I'm so happy I logged on today. Yeah, yeah. Just thinking about, ooh, this is how much work I've been doing. Thinking about seeing my mama and my grandmothers. just all the women who come before me. This is why I said I'm niching down to women. These women who came before us, so it doesn't matter race or ethnicity. So many of them endured so much. And to think when I go back, I can say, ooh, I got us further down the road. To be able to know that I'm setting an example for my nieces and their daughters, for my friends' daughters. And if my sons have grandchildren and there's girls, they will say, you know what, we've got a template. We've got a template. And so when I go back, I want my mother and my grandmother just to be like, you did that. Mission accomplished. Because I don't have daughters. I don't have daughters. I have nieces, no daughters. And I just feel like I came here to break a cycle. My aunts, my mama's sisters are alive. And so it's not them, it's me. I was given this charge. Even though they come from the same legacy, nobody in my family looks at it like this. And you might be the one that's here to break something, some negative pattern that's being handed down generation after generation after generation. Goes back to what I was talking about, keys of self-mastery, awareness. I have become aware. Initially, I was aware from the victim mentality, but now I'm like, you know what? They are depending on me. They are saying we did not go through all of this for you to be a victim too. And I believe this is the message for the majority of us women. Our ancestors, our feminine ancestors didn't go through all that for us to come back and be victims, right? They are asking that we live our destiny unapologetically. Okay, policy and dragonflies. I love dragonflies. So magical. I say open up to the magic and the mystery, but that's actually one I relate to Pisces or Gemini. Uh, so that's a really good one for Pisces, actually, Paula. For once, I've not been seeing nature. I've been seeing shapes, triangles in particular. So I used to really be into sacred geometry, and I said I want to get back into that. So that's interesting. I will say Bohemian Bell in astrology, the triangle is very blessed. It's like a triple Obatala, you could say, or yeah, triple Obatala energy, like so much wisdom and blessings. Um, Letitia. Oh, thank you, Letitia. Welcome. Glad you're here. We got Chris on here. Got a new job offer and haven't called because I'm nervous. So, Chris, come on. Let's go get this new job. Hi, Shannon. Uh, mm, yeah. Yes. Did you know you were in your grandmother's womb because you have your eggs when you are born? So the eggs that became you was inside your mom when she was in her mom's womb. That's right, Paula. That is just wow. The womb work is so important. Wow. That's deep, Paula. That's deep. Ooh. So we give thanks to the energy of the ancient mothers who are my guides. So many beautiful spirits connected to me either live or via replay. I give thanks that we are hearing. We're hearing the call to remember the truth of who and what we are, to burn the boats, to tell negative Nancy if she ain't gonna roll, she gonna have to sit down and be quiet. To realize we're not swimming back, it's too far, only forward with our grasshopper. Opening ourselves to the magic and the mystery of the animal spirits that speak to us, to the sacred geometrical energies that lead, guide, and direct us, giving thanks to our ancestors, giving thanks to the wisdom and the magic and the power of our wombs. May we be healed. May we only operate according to the story of our infinite potential, and that be the only thing that we know. We thank you to the energy of Pisces for bringing such healing energy and wisdom in this beautiful full moon. And we commit to doing the work that you have put forth for us to do, to releasing and letting go of whatever limits us and stepping into the new, even if it makes us feel uncomfortable. Because, baby, after Pisces comes Aries, new beginnings and action. This is Tyra Omilade. Thank y'all so much for being here today. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'll be back on tomorrow evening, 5:30 p.m. Central Time, 6:30 Eastern Time, 3:30, 3:30 Pacific Time, for another wisdom sharing. We're going to keep moving in this direction. We're going to keep moving forward, y'all. We're going to keep being on this path of knowing who and what we are. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about devotion. I want to begin to really move and hone in on these 4 keys to self-mastery, which today we largely talked about awareness. Tomorrow, let's talk a little bit about devotion. That's how we stay in that boat and keep going, baby. Devotion. So yeah, love y'all. Take care. Watch this as many times as you need. Comment, keep me posted, and I'll see y'all in the next video. If you need a reading, y'all know where to find me, goddessbodymindspirit.com. I have an inner circle community where I share regularly these kinds of channelings and sharings. So I would love to have you join me there. You can find out more information, goddessbodymindspirit.com. Y'all have a wonderful day. Thank you for being here. And remember, you are the book that you are looking for. All right? You are who you are looking for, and nothing and nobody else. Love you. Peace.